Hi everyone, my name's Kiahonfire and welcome back to another video. Now this is not often what you see in my videos. Behind me is a green screen and my mess of a room. But today we're going to be looking into the latest live stream of Conan Exiles because there's some things I've seen that I really want to talk about. One of them being horses. Horses, finally! No release date yet. God damn it, fuck. I want my ponies, god damn. It's gonna be like, if it comes out at Christmas, I'm happy, you know, that's a Christmas present in itself. But if it comes out a bit before or later, you know, it's still okay. I mean, I really want a horse, but you know. So, like, here's some of their horses and stuff. I've got the live stream in the background. I was watching it, I was like, oh yeah. As always, they're very informative and very good with updating me and this kind of thing, and everybody else in the community. Absolutely wonderful communication from their side, so thank you for that. It's nice to see what they've been doing. You got some skins. Apparently these saddles do different things, have different statistics for wearing each kind of saddle. So that was very interesting to listen to. The one thing I wanted to dip into, as I was just saying, the saddles, they unlock at different levels. The first one they come with is a normal one, and then they go up through the tiers. Some of them help with speed, some of them help with, I think, what was it, armor, I think it was? They're very, very interesting, and I think they're going to be great concept. So we're going to pick these horses up in several different areas. We're going to see when it comes out. They're going to be little foals. Instead of putting them in an animal taming pen, they're going to be putting them in a stable instead. So they're going to have little stables, which is very, very cool. Where you can tame your horse with plant fiber. It's going to be beautiful. And apparently, what they were saying on stream is when you have them in there, they have a chance of coming out a different colour. So if you had like a brown foal, it could come out skewbald or something like that. And that's there's several different random chances of a different colour. And I absolutely love that concept. I wish we had some of that with more of the other animals. I mean, give me like a tiger with blue stripes or something. Something ridiculous, but it would be funny, and you know, people would love that kind of thing. I know I certainly would. It's something I cherished when I was playing the good old game of Ark with colour mods. Now, one of the things I was worried about with horses is that you'd be immune on top, but luckily you're not immune when you're on top of the horse. People can shoot you off with a bow and arrow. That's how you're going to be getting horseback riders off. You're going to be shooting them. Apparently, if you shoot them in the head, you can dismount them, which I thought was an awesome feature. And then you can do damage to them and stuff like that. So I was watching them ride along on this horse. The speed seemed pretty good. The stamina is way better than our own stamina, so you could keep just going and going. I am looking very forward to this horse update. I think they look gorgeous. I think that animation's absolutely brilliant. Very, very cool. What I could see with a fully leveled horse, it had about roughly 5k HP, so that's kind of health range we're looking at. But I don't think that's going to matter if you have the saddles on that add armor and stuff like that. You'll have that to protect your horsey, hopefully. Another thing I wanted to briefly brush over, if you were watching the stream, you got like several different types of weapons. Now these are mainly the one-hander weapons you can have on the back of the horse. Nothing like daggers or anything like that, because of course you can't hit anybody with daggers when you're going past on a horse, can you? Do you think you got things like maces, axes, swords, pikes, a new thing called a lance that you can't use while you're swinging it around. You have to be on horseback for it to work. And you can have bow and arrow on the back of the horse, but you can only shoot from the left side, so it's more realistic. And I think the animation is pretty good. You can rotate quite a lot on these horses with the different weapons you have. Of course, some weapons may rotate better than others. So I've seen that they have the sword that's pretty good. You can even go behind you a little bit, attack behind you a tiny little bit on your rear if someone's going for your butt. And I think it's got pretty good reach to the ground from what I've seen as well. But the lance is pretty damn cool. So the theory with the lance is the faster you go, the more impact that you will have with the lance when you hit a different rider. And I'm interested to see if that's going to do damage to another horse or something like that, or if it's just going to straight knock you out. I think this is going to be a really cool thing for server events and things like that, and I'm like stoked for this weapon here. I mean, look at this. This looks absolutely wonderful. I just wanted to go where they got it zoomed in and running. Where is it? It looks awesome. Oh yeah, here we go, here we go. Oh, look at that. One huge thing that stuck out to me in the stream though was how they're changing dodging. So I don't know if I like this or not. I think this is going to take a lot of time to adjust to, because at the moment I'm just like, you know, I'm like, no thank you. But we have a different rolling mechanic. They're going to be changing PvP a lot. So you can expect some PvP changes coming next year, this Christmas. Expect that all to come, because it looks like they're doing massive changes to these kind of things. Apparently there's going to be different weapon changes and how they work. Again, we're going to have one of those. We got this big skeleton in the closet of this dodging, and it changes between different armors. So you're not going to have the normal light, medium, heavy roll. They're all going to have the same rolling dodge instead of, you know, you're not going to tiptoe back anymore as a heavy fighter. So at the moment on the screen we can see a heavy fighter, and you can see they're very slowly dodging, just woo. I think I like that on the heavy fighter, and I'm pretty glad they have that on the heavy fighter. Of course it's a little bit quicker on the medium and the light. Light is the quickest roll, but it's not going to be as fast as it used to. So if you're used to rolling out the way really quick from people, not going to happen, sorry bro. Agility can affect it a little bit from what I heard, but it depends what you're wearing as well. So light, I think we're going to see a lot more people in light armor in PvP for this kind of thing, which makes me wonder, you know, I kind of I like the roll for heavy, but I have an issue. Like, it's very slow, and I don't know if they're going to change it, but if you use daggers, you can stun lock someone really bad, like really bad. So I don't see how someone in heavy is now gonna get away from someone staggering them with daggers, because daggers to me are still pretty broken. I'm just thinking that it's so slow, they're not gonna be able to get away. They're just gonna be stuck being hit with someone with daggers, and they're not going to be able to do anything, and that's something I'm really worried about that's going to be in it. Again, you already get stun locking in the game, but I found like the only way to really get out of it is if one, the person runs out of stamina, or two, you roll away. Of course, if your roll's that slow, you're not going to roll away, are you? So that's something I'm a little bit worried about. Of course, you have to have it realistic in some way, but I don't think it's very realistic having someone with daggers slashing at you constantly. They can go for quite a long time slashing at you, and you can't move because all you're doing is being staggered. And you can see it if you do it to NPCs, they get the same thing. They can't move. So I'm hoping they thought of this. I'm hoping that they're going to do something about that. Of course, some other weapons also do the same, but I find daggers to be the biggest problem. It's the biggest bear in the zoo. You know, the elephant in the ballpark, whatever you want to call it. So with this new dodging mechanic, I think everybody's going to need to spec quite a bit of agility now. Agility builds are going to be very important if you like to dodge, because, you know, the more the better. You know, the guy on stream is saying he likes at least minimum of, what is it, 10 agility. Otherwise it's, you know, meh. So I'm kind of looking forward to that, but kind of not. I think it's going to take some time to get used to from what we're used to, but I think in the long run it's going to be a good thing, especially when it considers the heavy roll. So no more normal rolling, everybody's going to have that roll but at different speeds, and that's just how it's going to be when our patch comes through. I don't know when it's coming out because there's no ETA yet, but as soon as there's an ETA, I will let you know. You know, I'll release another video, so make sure you're subscribed so you see a notification when it does come out. Another change I really love that they're bringing in, actually, this is one I'm not worried about, it's one I'm actually looking forward to. I'm stoked for some people, But it does mean if you're someone on a PvP server and you love pillar bases are going to be rather redundant after these come out. Because they're making this trebuchet a lot better, they're reworking the whole thing. They're going to have different launch angles now that you can add in with a different lever. But they are changing these a lot, and you're going to see they can hit at different distances now. They're different from the normal, and I think it's good that they're changing PvP, honestly, because I think PvP needs changing a little bit. Because it is quite broken. When they put it up a different angle, it goes a lot further. I mean, they even shot it at max range, it goes out of render, it's crazy. But I'm liking these changes to trebuchet. I think you can expect a lot more similar changes with this kind of thing, if I'm honest with you. Expect PvP to change, get ready for PvP to change. At the moment, with heavy armor, I find people don't use it a lot just because of the dodge. So I'm quite happy they're changing it, but I'm a little bit worried it's going to be a bit too slow for people trying to stun lock you.